Hey heroes, Cap here, and welcome to the channel. Today I want to talk about the mystery character that was rumored to appear in Marvel's Avengers coming this year, and it's supposed to drop before She-Hulk, which is the next character that they're supposed to drop. If you go on to enjoy the video, be sure to smash that thumbs up and hit the subscribe button to come along for the journey as we figure out who this mystery character is and check out more of what's to come to Marvel's Avengers and gaming in general. Now, without further ado, let's jump in and check out who I think this character could be. So the mystery character for Marvel's Avengers is supposed to drop before She-Hulk. Now this year coming forward, we're supposed to be getting like She-Hulk, Winter Soldier, and Captain Marvel. That's a supposed lineup, the rumored, what we found in the data mine leaks that were released a long time ago. But this here is now a complete and total surprise. And the clues that we've gotten for it come from Miller, of course, the reliable leaker himself. The clues behind the mystery character are someone that's not on the leak list, a type of echo character, so their moveset may already be in the game, but also at the same time not really. They will drop before She-Hulk, and the character supposedly has interesting hair. Now with all of these clues, you have to try to think about every possible Marvel hero that they could drop. Now I think this character is going to drop similar to how Spider-Man dropped, not in the exclusivity part, but in the fact that it dropped without really a DLC or a story. The story is going to be told through the dialogue, through the iconic mission that you have to play in order to get like a neat little skin or something. Now let's jump into my top 3 possibilities of who this character could be. Starting with number 1, I think the potential of Storm coming to Marvel's Avengers is pretty good. Now Storm could be introduced through Black Panther, Wakanda, of course, bringing her in through that storyline. However, at the same time, you have to think they just wrapped up the Wakanda storyline with the final Claw raid that we got this past patch. But it'd be a good way to bring mutants into the story since we already have Inhumans, we already have the classic superheroes and gods. Now bring in the mutants, really shake this game up and give us an exciting future of Marvel's Avengers. Now her moveset could be very similar to how Thor flies around with the wind flowing around. I think her melee would be closer to Iron Man style rather than Thor, because Thor obviously has Mjolnir, the hammer, he's swinging it around, whereas Iron Man just is using his fist. I definitely think Storm could be doing something like that. And we already have Odin Force in the game with all the lightning, so they could easily use that and change it up just a little bit to match how Storm would throw out her lightning and control the weather using her abilities. Plus, we've already seen the wind cyclones with Thor's God Blast, so there's another way to reuse what we already have in the game to kind of make an echo character using Thor and Iron Man and bringing us Storm. The only downside is her hair is not as, I don't know, interesting. The whole hair is interesting. That's what's got me stuck on. And that's what brings me to my second guess for this video. Now the second guess for this video is Medusa. Now, if you're not familiar with Medusa, she's in the Marvel Comics and she was actually an Inhuman that was affected by the Terrigenesis, which we have in Marvel's Avengers with MODOK and how Miss Marvel got her powers. So now we have Medusa who can telepathically control her hair and bend it to her will and have it do all the fighting for her. Now this brings another Inhuman side of the story. Also could loop us back into the whole Kree storyline that we kind of fell off of and now get back to after we've finished up this past year's DLCs that we've got. And for an Inhuman that can control her hair, I definitely would say that she has the interesting hair part down to a T, which is why I think this one is probably most likely to happen. Now the one thing to think of is Miller also said that it was a type of echo character, but also not. So I have to think, well, how are they going to use Medusa in an echo, like what are they going to replicate from her? And I thought Miss Marvel, the way Miss Marvel kind of like swings her fists around, her legs around and everything. What if Medusa does that, but with her hair? Same for her range. When Miss Marvel throws out her fist, instead have Medusa throw out her hair as the range and extend it to hit whatever you need to. Her hair could also work very similar in how Miss Marvel's heroics work. The high five, use that with the hair, or the polymorph, how she gets bigger. Instead, the hair just gets longer, lifts her up, and is able to still strike as almost like tentacles, almost like a giant octopus coming at you, just attacking and whipping. using exactly those sound effects. Medusa is definitely the one I think that is going to happen. I would really like to see Storm. Now, before we confirm though, we have a third guess for who this is. Now, the one clue that I got that really is stuck in my head, besides the interesting hair, I will never understand why we are so obsessed with hair in this game, but we are, is the fact that it's an Echo character, but not. So it's a character that utilizes something that's already in the game, kind of freshens it up and reapplies it. You can see it in Clint and Kate. They use the sword, they both have bows and arrows. They both are echoed off of each other and feed off each other. However, when you play them, they definitely feel different. What if this next character is an echo, but of the villains? Stick with me on this one. My third guess for who they're going to bring into Marvel's Avengers is none other than Quake. Now, if you've seen Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., you'll be very familiar with her. You'll know her name as Skye, but definitely Quake. She's another Inhuman and has the ability to manipulate vibration. So what really intrigues me about this is, what if she's an Echo character, but of the Echoes? What if it's in the name? Boom! So think of it this way. Instead, you know how the horn echoes during the raid, they can shoot out the vibrations, they can make the vibrations come up out of the ground, looks like little bubbles popping, you get stuck in them or you get affected by them, or a continued area of damage. What if you give that to a hero? You drop that on her to where she's manipulating vibrations using those graphics, using those effects and combat attacks. That'd be a way to reutilize what we already have in the game, freshen up, and also give us a character that's pretty freaking badass if you ask me. And not just the horn echoes, but also the other echoes that they have in the game. Utilize what they have there and make it into manipulations, vibrations, make it sound. We already have Sonic in the game. We've talked about how Claw's made up of sound. They have the base of it all there. They just need to put it together, and I definitely think Quake would be amazing to add in the game. Plus, for her range ability, I just watched Black Panther again the other night, and how Shuri has the cannons on her arm and she just shoots out the vibrations. I definitely see Quake's range ability as her just using her hands and shooting out vibrations from them, just like Shuri does, and to really knock back the enemies. Now, once again, the one thing that she doesn't have is the interesting hair. Her hair's short. We could just be getting a short-haired character, and that could be what's interesting. I guess it really depends on what Miller perceives as interesting. So there are my 3 ideas of who I think the hero could be. We got Storm, Medusa, and Quake. I definitely see it being a female character, as I don't really see males that have interesting hair in the Marvel universe. I mean, Thor, you got the long hair and then he's got braids at one point, but ultimately I definitely think it's going to be a female. It would be amazing if it was Scarlet Witch. I don't know how it would be Scarlet Witch, just drop her in without any kind of story. That's why I don't think it's going to be a major character in this. So somebody that they can just add in, get their story told by dialogue. I think that's what's going to be key, so that's why I don't think it's Scarlet Witch, even though I know we all want Scarlet Witch. Now, if you want to talk live about this game and give me your opinions and thoughts on what was told, be sure to leave them down in the comments below, or come on over to Twitch, where I stream live 5 days a week. Come check it out. Let's play some games and talk about Marvel's Avengers, or really anything Marvel. As always, heroes, stay amazing, and until the next video, bye-bye.